where do you guys rank it on with Drake albums?
Oh.
Damn.
I
should have expected this question.
To me, I had a conversation with someone about where we rank the albums, and he was telling me that he put it last on the list, just because. And he told me it was the first time he had listened to it. Like, he only heard it one time through, so I told him he needed more time to listen to it. But to me, it's like, I don't know if I can, like, it's hard to just like take things that you're so nostalgic with and just drop them, because those albums, we all have like a certain, like, we have memories with it yet. We don't have any memories with this album. So it just came out, so it's kind of hard to rank it now, you know? And because Drake's music is so emotional, that's what we have to base our opinions off of, is our emotions when we listen to the album.
Answering the question through and through, he may still have to think about it. So for me, I'm gonna say number one, Take Care. That is the number one album on my top 5. One being the greatest, 4 being because. All right, I'm gonna get to that later. Take Care is number 1. Thank Me Later is number 2. Nothing Was the Same, number 3. And then I'm gonna have to put this album at number 5.
If you're reading This Is Too Late is 4.
You almost put them almost in chronological order.
Yeah, pretty much.
Almost in chronological.
The reason why I put Take Care as number 1 is because I thought that the world had got the best of Drizzy when Thank Me Later came out. Because again, you know, people who really listen to Drake, I've heard everything. I've heard literally almost every song that Drake has put out since he's blown up.
Yeah.
And before that. So Comeback Season was gritty. You feel what I'm saying? We was all in high school when Comeback Season came out. So I'm like, all right, I can really fuck with this guy. But then when he dropped Thank Me Later, I'm like, damn, sheesh. Like he had some crazy features on there. You feel me? But then Take Care, like the album cover explains itself. Like that was just a phenomenal album. And I think it trumped Thank Me Later because it was a step up for him. Thank Me Later was a good album, but he took it to the next level with Take Care, because it had a lot of great features too. But the artistry behind it, like the wordplay, the lyrics was crazy. And then Nothing Was the Same. That was a decent album too. But then that's where it went. That's where I think a lot of people could say it went softer.
Yeah, poppier.
This is my list.
But
this is Greg's list. This is my list.
For me, too, I would probably put this album at the bottom of all his albums. And then looking at this list, what I would change, I probably might change. I feel like my order is basically the chronological order of how they came out, honestly. I feel like, to me, I don't know, because I kind of like that whole coming up stage and seeing what people are talking about. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's kind of like more of a bias thing, because I kind of like being able to relate to somebody.
Yeah.
If I can't relate to you anymore, to me, it's not the same. So like, Thank Me Later, and then going into Take Care, and then Nothing Was the Same. Like, I feel like I was growing with the albums, you know? I feel like I still can relate somewhat to views, but not really. And it's almost the same thing when if you're reading This Too Late. Like, some of it I can relate, some of it I can't. So for me personally, I probably would do like the chronological order is how I would rate these albums. 1 being the greatest and 5 being the less.
And I was gonna say, you know, Adrian, when you said Take Care was number 1 for you, like, think about where you were at that time in your life.
True.
Like, you know, you're like the memories that you have relating with that album and that time in your life is probably one of the main reasons why that album's number 1 to you.
Facts.
I mean, not only because it's sonically, you know, great, but also because of that.
Yep.
So, and I think the same with Jamal. Like, Thank Me Later, probably that time in your life when you're thinking about, when you're listening to the album and you go back to the nostalgia and think about all that stuff that was happening back then. You know, you probably have fond memories, or at least you just have an emotional, you know, whatever it is, an emotional feeling when you hear that kind of stuff. So I think that's really when you're trying to listen to Drake's albums and you try to figure out what's higher, because honestly I feel like views can go up over time, like depending on like you know, how whatever memories I build with the album, because the album has great songs individually.
No, it does.
So I think that, you know, it has a chance to definitely move up the list to me. But I just need to give it more time. You know?
Yeah, I agree with you on that point. Like, we don't have any
Yeah.
memories or experiences to tie with it right now because it just dropped.
And